Hey, y'all, and welcome to the Get My Life Tour. It is me, your host, Lydia T. Blanco, and I am so excited that you are here. You decided to show up for yourself. Thank you for being on tour with me. If this is your first time, welcome to the Get My Life Tour. If this is your umpteenth time returning and you're excited about the fourth season of the Get My Life Tour, let me tell you something. I'm right there with you. Y'all, I'm back. I'm back. I'm better than ever. I'm claiming it, okay? And I really am hype. As you can see, I've done a thing. I've redecorated the space for the recording. I was like, you know what, Lydia? New season, next level. And I'm just speaking that. I'm about to get into the show, but I feel like someone needs to hear that. New season, next level. I was having a conversation with someone and she was like, you know what, if it's not a bigger bag or a bigger level, I don't want it. And I was like, you know what? And I'm gonna add it, if it's not love, I don't want it either. With that being said, even though I did not want to date this, happy Valentine's Day. I'm hyped because I get to do what I love on Valentine's Day. Now, I know this is a Hallmark holiday. They're making their money, okay? But you know what? Love, energy, all of these things are definitely currency. So I'm making that too. So happy Valentine's Day. Happy first episode of the fourth season. Okay. Episode 102 of the Get My Life Tour. As y'all can see, I'm so hyped. It's been so long since I've been center stage with you all. It's been since August. So if I can count, that's about 6 months since I've taken center stage. And I have missed you all tremendously. I'm like, oh my goodness. Every day or every Monday that I'm not on the air, I'm like, wow. But I've been reflecting, I've been processing, I've been living, I've been learning, I've been loving, I've been serving. And I've been taking the time that I need, honestly, so that I can come back center stage and bring it. I have some incredible guests lined up for this season. And I'm so grateful for each and every person who shows up. Y'all have been showing up even in the away season. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being consistent and for showing up. You know, so I felt like it was important to like give you all a smidge, a tiny recap of what I've been up to since August. There has been a lot of transition. And I just want to share that, right? Because we are in community. And while some of you all may follow me on Instagram and get sneak peeks and behind the scene glimpses of things, for those who don't know, like I think this is an opportunity for us to to know each other a little better. And so let's do that. Okay. Since August, I have been back and forth to New York and California. As many of you know, I'm bi-coastal. This season, I'm sitting down a bit more, so I'm traveling when necessary. But I am now back here for this stop of the tour in Harlem. And I couldn't be more grateful for what I have learned being bi-coastal, y'all. Sometimes it sounds more glamorous than what it seems, but I truly am grateful, right? Not everybody gets the opportunity to live in between both coasts. I often say, you know, the West Coast is the best coast, but at the same time, the East Coast, oh, it has my heart. Harlem definitely has my heart. And so I've learned to be still during this season of back and forth. What sounds like an oxymoron, but I feel like when you're on the go, learning how to be still is so important. I've also learned to be extremely present. Sometimes I have to remind myself what day it is, what hour of the day it is, and really practice being present that way. Because I will, okay, future tense Lydia, okay, has to remind, I have to remember, honestly, to be present. I think we miss so much. So much is fleeting when we're focused on what's next and not what's now. And so that's one of the things that I've honestly practiced over the last 6 months, being present. I was having a conversation this weekend or just yesterday with someone, and he was saying, I'm just focused on right now. Like I'm enjoying right now. And I was like, okay, note to self. Let me take that note And let me bookmark it so that I keep that with me as well. And so there have been so many reoccurring themes over the last 6 months. What else has happened? I'm now in tech. And so that is exciting. It's a fun and exciting challenge, honestly. But I'm grateful for the opportunity. I get to, use my journalistic and media skills and content strategy and all that stuff and tiptoe into the world of comms. So that has been fun. I've been dating, y'all, and so that has been interesting. Okay, I mean, interesting. But honestly, I'm learning a lot about myself through dating. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. But you know what? I'm not gonna recap too much. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm keep my business out the street. You know what I'm saying? But I just, thought that would be important. I mean, so many things around me are changing. Okay, my hair's changed. Since the last time I've been on camera for the Get My Life tour. Oh my gosh, last time my hair was like up here while in conversation with Sarah Jakes Roberts, which was the only video on YouTube. But that's an update. All 102, because this will be the 102nd episodes of the Get My Life tour, are now on YouTube. Y'all, I sat down, I converted the audio into MP4s, added cover art, and uploaded this content to YouTube. So I'm so excited to be joining y'all here on YouTube. Okay, so if you're listening and you're not watching this on YouTube, go on over to YouTube, check it out. Hey, I'll see you there. Okay, cool. That was my little commercial. So I had been thinking about what it was that I wanted to take center stage to talk about. As I mentioned, I've been experiencing a lot of transition, some that has been so inspiring, and other things that have just been like, okay, I need to be still and organize my thoughts, my priorities, be encouraged, and put things into perspective so that I can really understand the moments that I'm living in and appreciate the blessings, no matter the packaging of the gift. Okay. Some things have come to my doorstep, and the box has been like, whoa, I mean, did they kick it to the stairs? And other things have been really, ornate and embellished and just beautiful. And then I open it and I'm like, oh, all right. Okay. I see what you did there. And so that's where I'm at. But what it is that I want to talk to you about today is something that I say it's a tagline for the Get My Life tour. You may be familiar with it. If you're hearing it for the first time, remember that you heard it here first. How you live your life is your business. How you live your life is your business. That came to me years ago. It's now on a t-shirt that has, been sold and marketed, and many people are wearing it. So shout outs to you if you bought a Get My Life Tour t-shirt. But that's what I really want to talk to you about, right? And there's so many things that are a part of that. So many parts of conversations and just, okay, it's a lot bundled into that saying. It's one of my mantras, right? And it's something that I like to share with other people because we have the ability to show up in so many different ways for other people. We pursue so many things, and this is nothing new. I've said this time and time again here on the Get My Life tour, right? But we don't show up for ourselves that way, right? We'll build everyone else's business. We won't build our own. We don't think about our health and our wellness and our love ethic, our worth ethic, in addition to our work ethic and so many things as our business. And they are. I'm not a big person on telling people to mind your business, but I will tell you how you live your life is your business, and that's what you need to mind. Okay. And so I want to get right into it. I wrote a couple of things down on my phone, but the first thing that I have been experiencing, and it's something I've been wrestling with as well, but I now know it is just a part of life, right? But how people treat you when you're showing up as yourself has nothing to do with you. I say this, and I know that's loaded, but it shocks people when you show up and you are who you say you are. And you have to be so rooted in who you are and who you've been called to be that you do not blow whichever way the wind blows. And that is hard. It is hard to be unshakable, y'all. Trust me, I know. Sometimes I show up in spaces and people are like, oh, right. And it's just like, it's me. It's who you said you made room for. Oh, this is just me taking up space. This is me showing up. And that really, you know what I'm saying, rubs some people the wrong way when you say, or when you are who you say you are. Okay. And so that is one of the things that I literally have been like, oh, coming to terms with. Is something that I've brought to therapy. It's something that I've journaled about. I've been in conversation a lot about this subject matter and just the reality of this. Some people can't handle you. And I like to tell people, like, you're not too much. I think that's one of my affirmations as well. Like, I'm not too much. But sometimes, you know what? You are. You are too much for some people because they don't have the capacity to engage with you, to receive you. And you can't allow that to penetrate you or just discourage you or take it personally. The 4 agreements, y'all, have been getting me through this season. Okay. New season, new level. I would encourage you to read the 4 agreements if you have not, by Don Miguel Ruiz. And, the first agreement, if I'm not getting them right, wrong, is, or the order of them wrong, excuse me, is don't take things personally. I believe it was on the second season, if not the first. I actually dedicated an entire episode on a tour to not taking things personally. Like, that's what I talked about. And honestly, I feel like we can say don't take things personally over and over and over again, but it is so hard. Oh my gosh, it's hard to not personalize things, but you have to make it a daily habit, right? So when things come up for me, or, someone's attitude is another way, or, just something doesn't happen in my favor, or whatever the case may be, I'm like, you know what, Lydia, don't personalize it. Do not personalize it. And when you show up and you are who you are, and that isn't well received, or it's not received the way you would hope it would be received, or you would be received, try not to take it personally, as personal as it may feel, right? I always say the easily offended don't last long. And in this season, endurance is important, right? I know there's this metaphor about life being a marathon. I agree with that 100%. And no, the race is not given to the swift, but we need to talk about endurance more. Okay. You got to have the endurance to show up as yourself and stick to your guns, because if you don't, you're not going to last. And it'll be really unfortunate. And I think it would be a missed opportunity, and, quite frankly, a blessing for you and others who may be in the rooms that you've been called to, for you to not have the stamina to show up for yourself and show up as who you've been called to be. So don't be discouraged. Don't take anything personally, and continue to shock people. Okay. If you receive the invitation, you're supposed to be in the room. I don't know what that room looks like. I don't care who's in there, what their facial expressions are, what their body language looks like. You go in there, you know what I'm saying? Put your shoulders back, don't let your chin touch your chest, and do what you have to do. Okay. And that's simply be who you are. And I know that's easier said than done. I'm telling y'all, it's a challenge for me as well. And the Get My Life tour is all about taking center stage in your life and showing up for yourself. And that's why I felt like it was important to have this conversation as the official first stop. I'm excited, y'all, okay? Of the 4th season, because it's important to, check your posture, reestablish, you know, why it is that you're doing what you're doing, and how you're showing up, how you're showing up. And so I was like, you know what? I think I need to come out the gate swinging on this one, right? Yes, how you live your life is your business, but how you show up while you do your business is important. Okay. Don't nobody want to be looking crazy. And so you make sure that you go confidently. Okay. So don't worry about how people treat you when you're showing up as yourself. Lydia, you, okay, whatever your name is. All right. Something else that I wrote down, and it's because I really have been practicing being encouraged, being encouragement, and being who I say I am, and embodying what I say I am is allowing my life to be an affirmation. I thought this was going to be the first stop on the tour and then maybe the second, but I'm going to just weave this in because as you live your life and take inventory and show up, I think it's important for you to allow your life to become an affirmation or, yeah, be an affirmation. Okay. And I know that may sound like, what is she talking about? But stick with me. Okay. I have been saying as many I am statements as possible for honestly, consistently the last month. I have a number of affirmations. The stop on the tour was dedicated to, I think, 10 affirmations in the third season that I wanted to share. But I'm at the point in my life where my life has to be an affirmation. I really want to be light. I am light, excuse me. That's one of my affirmations, right? But I really want to be that for other people. I've always been a cheerleader. I didn't been on royal courts since high school and was in the living room with my hairbrush doing all these incredible things, just speaking life over myself in very difficult times and just wanting to aspire, right? And so now in this season of my life, I'm like, you know what? Allow your life, let your life be an affirmation. So many times we're repeating the words of others, which is perfectly fine. I think that we have to lean on others and be in community in order to learn certain things and really establish and adopt the language, right? To learn it. But I think it's another thing to say, you know what, I want my life to be an affirmation. Right. And so saying however many I am statements, I remember I was challenged by something I watched from Auntie Yanla to say 40 I am statements a day. But now when I wake up in the morning, I start right as I'm rolling up my paper curtains, taking my deep breaths, saying my prayers. I'm like, okay, let me remind myself of who I am. I don't ever want to have to remind someone else of who I am more than I am reminding myself or affirming myself. And so I want to share that with you. Allow your life to become an affirmation. I tell myself all the time, I am light. I am love. I am lovable. I am wealthy. I'm healthy. I'm all of these things. Okay. And so that's the way that I am showing up. Our words are powerful. They really shape who we are. And so, as I've been nurturing myself that way and nursing myself back into health after certain situations or being discouraged or disappointed, whatever, right? Even when I'm grateful, I'm like, I'm already winning. That's one of my favorite affirmations ever. I'm already winning. Those things really perk me up. It's like watering a plant, watering yourself, right? And so allow your life to become an affirmation. Not only will that be light for someone else, but that's how you really become rooted. Okay. I've already spoken about being unshakable, but when you are a walking, talking, loving being, like what can stop you? Why would I stop? Okay, okay. I don't owe the rights to that, so let me not. Okay. So the other thing that I wrote down was the importance of naming things. Whew. Okay. Stick with me. I have to close my eye and take a deep breath on that one. But as we put a name to things, I really feel like it's that ownership that forms. And so I feel like this is like twofold as I'm saying it out loud. I'm reading what I wrote down and I'm like, okay, you got to put a name on things. And I feel like it speaks to affirmations, but it also speaks to manifestation, right? Claiming, speaking and claiming, and really forming that ownership in your heart, in your mind, and putting a name on it, right? A lot of us like to put names on relationships and claim things. We add them to our card, or, oh, that's going to be mine. And I think that's wonderful. I would just say to name what's very important to you in your life so that you can claim that ownership over it, right? And so, one of the things that I love naming, and this may sound wild, but you know what? All my plant people out there, you may feel me, okay? I name my plants, right? And the reason why I name my plants is because they're living beings, right? I feel like everything that's living, anything that has a heartbeat should have a name. Or, I mean, plants don't necessarily have heartbeats. I'm not a scientist, but living and breathing things. Okay. I love to name them. I believe it gives them even more life. So I have a number of new plants around my place. That's an update. But I have literally named them. And I know there was a science project, and a lot of people have like done this on their own. When they speak life into plants and affirming words, they grow more, they're healthy, they're blossoming. I am still getting my green thumbs. As you can see, my nails are red, but I'm working on my green thumbs. Okay. And so sometimes my plants wither, and I'm like, oh my gosh, stand up. You got this. You're rooted, you're water, you're love, right? But let me get back to the naming part. I've named my plants things that I want more of in my life. Okay. So I'm speaking these things, and I love it. I want to share that with you because I think it's a great place to start. Right. It makes it more comfortable. It's a great conversation starter. When people are looking at my plants, they're like, oh, wow. But you, and I'm like, because they're living and I've named them and I've talked to them. Right. Okay. And in the word, right, when you're a believer, to be called by his name, to be called by Mother God, Father God's name, is something so special, right? I'm even thinking about when people give us nicknames, that level of affection and attention to detail emboldens us a lot of times. So, okay, Lydia, I see where you going with this. Okay, girl. Okay. All right. Come back. Hello. Hey, y'all. I'm back. Okay. So it's just so empowering. So I have a fiddle fig. Her name is Prosperity. Dennis Kimbrough, author of Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice, wrote, prosperity is the identity of excellence. When I heard that, I was like on a train going to Brooklyn, listening to my audiobook. And I was like, prosperity is the identity of excellence. Okay. If you know me, I'm a recovering perfectionist. I am an excellentist now. Okay. And so when I heard, I mean, so many things clicked for me. And I'm just like, the energy was flowing, y'all. And so I got this fig. I had to name it Prosperity. And so I was like, I want to be an excellent plant mom. I want to do this and do that. I mean, I want to accumulate wealth and this, that, and third. There's so much. So if you have not listened or read that book, I know people's lifestyles are different. Check it out. But prosperity is the identity of excellence. Take that with you, okay? And so I have prosperity. I have a tree that I didn't find as attractive after I purchased it, but I actually have grown to love it. It's a fat boy. That's the name of the tree or the plant. And I named it Truth. And I was like, you know what? Truth does not always look the way that we want it to look, but it is something that is essential, right? So it's not about truth being ugly or unattractive. It's about it being what we need and learning to appreciate it when it doesn't look like what it is that we thought it would look like, right? I also have clarity, joy, love, divine, and harmony. Those are the names of my plants. I love them equally. I've had some plants that have kind of fizzled away. I also have Joy, part 1 and 2. 1 is in California, and 2 is here in my kitchen in Harlem. And Hope. And I had an orchid named Love in, what I'm saying, RIP to that orchid. But I say all of this to say, give things a name, put a name on it. The same way that you may wish or desire to be in a relationship or have a certain title in the role or whatever the case may be, name something that you want more of, or names. Yeah. Did I say that right? Okay. I'm not going to try to be too perfect with this. Okay. And so put a name on it, make it official, call it in. Right. And I know, like I said, that's twofold. It may be threefold, depending on how much I've actually said. But allow your words to really form and shape your life. It's not enough to just do and think that just because you've done something, like, you're going to receive, right? We, a lot of us have had the experience where our hard work was just hard work. There were no fruits from our labor, right? But I think if we take this holistic approach and be more mindful of what it is that we're calling in and speak life, essentially, okay? All of that could be wrapped up in by saying speaking life, but I definitely feel like what I shared is necessary. But when we speak life, that challenges us to get to that next level, right? You're not going to hear a whole bunch of businessmen and businesswomen sitting around and talking gibberish, right? Speaking negatively about their venture, this, that, and the third. They're very mindful about the words that they use. They expand their vocabulary to, come off as intelligent or being, educate themselves, all these great things. And so when I say how you live your life is your business, you affirming yourself, your life being an affirmation, the way you show up, what you speak, that is your business. If you are going to be in the business of talking down to yourself, beating yourself up, and speaking negatively, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get what you get. And so I just want to encourage and remind you to be mindful of those things. Okay. So let me take a little air break. But yes, pay attention to the titles, right? Or the names that you give things. Something that just came to me is something that excited me when I actually was publishing all of these episodes to YouTube. And I know this is kind of off topic, but when I talk about affirmations and words and all these other things and showing up, what I realized is that each stop on the Get My Life tour and the title of the episodes are very, I'm making up a word, affirmational. They are affirmations. It's very affirming. And so when I was posting these things, these episodes to YouTube, I couldn't believe all of the words, right, that have been shared. Now, I've had some incredible guests. I mean, okay, top notch individuals. I mean, character over celebrity, who have really graced the stage and dropped the mic each and every episode. And so their words, how they live their life, right, and their businesses have really been affirming. And so I just want to encourage you to go back and look. I do want you to listen. Hello. But you don't have to, eat the frog and listen to all the episodes at one time. But go back and just look at the titles of the episodes here on the Get My Life tour and allow those to be an affirmation for you. I feel like this is like a freebie, okay? You can even go back and just listen to the last couple of minutes of each episode and gather those mic drop moments. I'm in the process of doing that for those who are like, wait, do you have that somewhere? It's coming. It's coming. And so look at those titles and be inspired, right? Think about all that you have accomplished and that you have really set out to do, and be inspired by that as well, right? Make up your own affirmations. It is so important to really sit down and take time to form the powerful words that you want to shape your life. Okay. So I've said a lot. I want to share a bit more about what's to come in season 4 before I drop the mic, because I'm thinking about my mic drop moment. But I have some heavy hitters coming. Okay. I am thrilled about the people who are taking center stage this season. Some incredible women, some incredible men. You know what blows my mind is like the multi-generational audience here. And so the fact that, we got some high schoolers tuned in who are like, you know what I'm saying, getting themselves together. Excuse me, my nose is like running. But and then we have like women who like are aunties and men who are uncles and grandfathers and grandmothers tuned in. Mind blowing. I'm so grateful. Okay. And so, with that being said, that is a lot of what the Get My Life tour is going to look like this season. That is what you can expect more of: multi generational conversations, conversations that are going to challenge all of us, okay, in the way that we show up and how we live our lives. I'm not going to name drop. I'm not going to give any teasers, okay, because one of the ways that I produce this show, as you know, I'm a one woman show, right? Producer, host, all these things, right? Okay. Editor. And one of the ways that I do that is literally by being in tune, in a line. And so journalistically, I know about pegs and this, that, and the third, and timeliness and relevance and all these other things that make quality news and show and information. But I really like to rely on spirit and just these moments, right, to produce the show. And for those reasons, I don't like to say who's up next. And I know some people in marketing may be like, well, girl, you got to kind of tease. And that's not how we do things here on the Get My Life tour. Okay. So I don't want to name drop. Just know we got some fire. If you've listened to the Get My Life tour and you've heard the heavy hitter that we had center stage, you should be excited right now. Okay. Because there are some people who I just did not know would say yes to me, but it's a yes season, That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. I didn't want this episode to be extremely long, but I really hope that something that I shared resonates with you. I'm so hyped to be back, y'all. I am. Most High has definitely made provision. I'm using what I have. I'm grateful for everyone who is tuned in and on this journey with me. You know, this is an ever evolving show and platform. I can't wait for the set to grow. Y'all, I'm like, this whole process right here. I created a reel about the process of putting this set together, but I'm just like, wow. Shout out to Addie Roar. This is her goal getter journal right here. I thought it would be important to include things from guests on the podcast. I created this piece of art right here, y'all. I am an artist. Okay, I guess I'm an artist. I'm an artist. I'm a poet. I'm an artist, but I'm not a visual artist. And so, you can learn more about this process. I think I may just create an entire video about podcasting and things that I've learned one day. I don't think it's coming next Monday, but I'm so excited for the next stop on the Get My Life tour with first guests of the season. Okay. Now let me get into my mic drop moment. I'm usually off camera when I think about these things. And so I actually didn't write anything down, but give me a second. Let's take a little breather. Okay. I think I got it. Go the distance. Go out of your way to show up for yourself. So many times we go the distance for other people. We find ourselves going out of our way, and it's exhausting. It may not be as exhilarating as we anticipated, right? There may not be a certain level of gratitude that you receive, or whatever the case may be. But I want to encourage you in this season of your life to go out of your way for yourself. Do more of what you love. Show up in ways that you imagine, but allow yourself to show up for yourself in ways that you could not even have imagined. I think that'll happen as you go out of your way for yourself. Continue to go confidently, go boldly, and go regardless, okay, of who else is in the room or whether or not people think you should go. Go that hard for yourself and show up. Most importantly, go the distance and go out of your way for yourself. It may feel inconvenient, it may be uncomfortable because you're stretching yourself in a way that you've never stretched yourself before. You're wondering who's looking at you. Why she got on makeup today? Why and she and they and go. Just go. Y'all. Oh, this feels good. This feels real good. Okay. James Brown said, I look good. I feel good. I smell good. He went out of his way to say, I make love good. He said all these things, but I'm channeling that kind of energy today. Okay. We are out here. It's the 4th season of the Get My Life tour. Done is better than perfect. We're showing up for ourselves. That's it. Look, this has been incredible. I'm so grateful that you decided to show up for yourself. Thank you for showing up for me and being on tour and taking center stage. Remember, how you live your life is your business, and go confidently. Until the next time, I will see you right back here. And so be sure to stay connected at the Get My Life tour on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, on Twitter. It is at Get My Life tour because the handle was too long. And of course, it's always, if you like to stay connected with me, follow my journey journalistically, or if I share anything from the tech industry, okay, be sure to do so at Lydia T. Blanco. All the information that you need is on the website. Visit that, getmylifetour.com. More is to come. I'm so excited. I hope that you are encouraged and that you enjoy the rest of your week. Remember to show up and show out. All right, y'all. Until the next time, it has been real. Peace.